The terrifying American TV series of 2025 has finally launched. Friends who enjoy eating people absolutely should not miss it. The story begins in a small town in the United States. A horrifying family massacre occurred. A family of 5 was brutally murdered. The mother and 2 children were tied to chairs. Their mouths were stuffed full of food, and the source of the ingredients was their father. After cutting off the man's head, the killer cured it with salt and pepper, then stuffed it into the oven. It was roasted over high heat for a full 2 hours. Only then was it sliced into thin pieces and stuffed into their mouths. And his heart and kidneys were made into side dishes and served on the table. But what was most terrifying was, the baby, who was not yet 1 year old, was thrown into a pot and cooked into soup by the killer. Such a physically disturbing scene made all the officers at the scene vomit non-stop. But what puzzled Sheriff Lewis was, there were no signs of cleanup at the scene, yet the killer did not leave behind a single fingerprint. Only a pool of thick black liquid proved that something had happened here. After visiting and investigating, Lewis discovered the victim's family had a harmonious relationship, and they also had no habit of making enemies.
I really hate people to do something like this. It's inhuman. No, it's unhuman. And more than that, you have to have done something like this before. This is not a first-timer.
What confused everyone was, there were no similar cases in the database. Just when everyone did not know what to do, a nun from a Catholic news agency came to the door. After talking, Lewis also learned the purpose of the nun's visit. At first, Lewis thought this nun was just trying to ride the wave of attention, but out of respect for Catholicism, Lewis still revealed some case information to her, including how the male homeowner was cooked, and the causes of death of the others. And the situation of the woman and the children was also very strange. They all actually died of heart failure.
They were watching, and their hearts stopped beating. Died of some sort of acute shock.
Then Lewis stated that the victim's neighbor had called the police at 3 in the morning. The reason was that the music playing in the victim's house was disturbing. Hearing this, the nun hurriedly asked what song it was, but when Lewis said Mozart, the nun immediately guessed the name of the music.
The Requiem. It's the Requiem?
The nun's reaction made suspicion rise in Lewis' mind, so she cautiously pulled out her handgun.
Tell me more, sister. Why do you say it fits? Is there something else you're not sharing?
Hearing this, the nun also gave her own explanation. She said Requiem fit the killer's logic. After all, it is Mozart's Peace Morning Death. Hearing this, Lewis also realized the nun might very well be helpful in solving the case, so she mentioned the unidentified liquid at the scene. It was a special substance whose smell would change from citrus at first to amber. Then it was a bit like rotting meat, similar to a burnt smell, which was very strange. Based on Lewis' description, the nun quickly inferred that it might be the smell caused by burning hair. Hearing this, Lewis did not say much. After all of this would have to wait for the test results to know. However, what Lewis did not expect was that another accident happened again that very night. This time the victims were 3 homeless men. The killer cut them in half and hung them on the wall. 2 of the victims had even lost their lower bodies, and such a brutal method left not a single drop of blood at the scene, the same as the previous case was. This time the killer also left behind unidentified liquid.
Find the blood, Jack. I mean, it's either been dumped somewhere or being stored. Call Holcomb County, get that team of cadaver dogs down here to sniff it out.
Romans 6.
Fuck are you?
Seeing the nun arrive, Lewis quickly let her out. Then Lewis warned the nun not to touch the evidence inside, then handed her over to Jack. But if nothing unexpected happened, then something was bound to happen. That night, just as Lewis got home, she suddenly heard a strange sound, so she immediately pulled out her handgun and followed the sound to the kitchen. And at that moment, she discovered the radio was playing Requiem. Obviously, this was the killer's warning to her. Then Lewis pulled open the curtains and suddenly saw a figure flash past. Without any hesitation, Lewis directly emptied her magazine, but because the distance was too far, the bullets did not hit the other person. As time came to the next day, the nun once again found Lewis, and while the two were discussing the case, the analysis of the unidentified liquid also had results. When she heard that the liquid was sulfur dioxide, the nun immediately blurted out,
That's brimstone.
What?
From the Bible. It's what's in acid rain. It's a curse, biblically. It's what's behind the acrid smell you described before. The breath of Yahweh like a stream of brimstone doth kindle it. Book of Isaiah. Or a third of mankind was killed by these 3 plagues, by the fire, the smoke, and the brimstone, which proceeded out of their mouths. Book of Revelation. Always comforting. That one.
Great. A religious psychopath.